All right, welcome back to White Mountains today. I'm here with Mick Euler of Ability Plus. Mick, thanks for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Really appreciate it coming in. So let's dive right into it here and talk a little bit about Ability Plus and what you guys do, because you guys do quite a bit.
Absolutely. So Ability Plus was founded in 1997, so we're excited to be continuing to celebrate our 20th anniversary here. We're an adaptive sports program and recreation program for people with disabilities, all sorts of disabilities. We are really excited that we don't only offer winter programming, but we have warm weather programming that we're really excited to talk a little bit more about today. Nice. Because we have a lot of great opportunities coming up, including even today. We're really excited, and a shout out to Storyland, who's hosting the Sensory Sensitive Weekend, and we have a team there
that's awesome.
This weekend with adaptive cycles and a booth there for information for folks.
Cool. And Storyland, what do they do? What steps do they take to make that sensory adaptive? How do they change it from the normal Storyland?
That's a good question, and I don't know all the details, but I do know that they have some sensory quiet rooms.
Oh, cool.
They are limiting noise in the park, and they have obviously some support from folks like ourselves to help get around, like adaptive cycling. And so they've really approached it from a lot of different perspectives. They have also brought in other organizations to be supportive as well, not only our adaptive program, but others.
Nice. And you guys do things in the winter. You have adaptive skiing in the winter. I've heard about that. And then you also have all these summer things going on. And you have a bunch of events coming up too, right?
Yep, so winter programming everybody typically knows about, although we are really proud of the fact that we don't just do skiing and snowboarding. At our partner mountains, Attitash, Wildcat, Peak Resorts are fantastic supports, but we also do snowshoeing and Jackson ski touring this past year.
Nice.
This past winter, we started doing some Nordic, which is really exciting for our participants.
Changing it up a little bit.
So beyond that, during the warmer months, we do hiking, canoeing, and cycling.
Wow.
We are looking for any recreational athletic activities that our participants are interested in and that can get them out there and really promotes their independence and build some skills for them as well that they can take with them for the rest of their lives.
That's awesome. So when you do these adaptive sports, is it kind of like a group that meets at a certain time and then goes out together and accomplishes some kind of goal? Or
yeah, good question. It really depends. Some cases it might make sense for it to be just a very small group, so it might be 2 instructors with 1 participant. Other times we have big groups because that's what's more fun and exciting, and the participants really feed off of that and enjoy it.
Cool.
So we do hiking trips every Friday throughout the summer, and that's typically a medium-sized group. And then we also have some larger events. So we're really excited about July 21st and 22nd. We're participating in Seek the Peak.
Oh, nice.
So thanks to the OBS, as well as Moat Mountain Brewery, as well as Backpacker Magazine, who have all sponsored one of our team to do a full hike of Mount Washington, which is just an incredible accomplishment for our participants.
That's awesome.
And then the Auto Road also is sponsoring an opportunity for another group to go the following day who can't necessarily do the whole mountain, but just do the cone.
Do parts of the mountain.
Yeah,
cool.
So a huge thank you to all of them, because we really can't do it without our sponsors and supports in the community.
How big is that team that's doing the whole Washington?
It's still developing.
Still developing.
Yeah, I think it's a nice size group. I think it's about 5 or 6, and then plus volunteers.
Nice, that's awesome. Where do you guys get your volunteers from, or how do you find volunteers in the community? Is that something that you're actively working on, or?
Yep, thank you. Always, and I think that we really get people from all different manners, whether it be this great show or word of mouth, or just people who happen to be skiing and see something really exciting and powerful happening on the mountain and say, hey, what is this? Can I get involved in this experience? What a lot of people don't know is that they don't have to be expert skiers, snowboarders, hikers, cyclists. That's not what this is about. People with all varying levels of skill and different skill sets are incredibly helpful to us in event planning, in office support.
Right.
Even, a lot of our lessons don't necessarily lead to super active experiences. Sometimes in the winter, for example, it's a huge success if we just get out on the snow.
Right, just
That's
being
it.
outside.
That's
is awesome,
their
I'm
Mount
sure.
Everest, as we like to say. So really we're looking for volunteers that are just passionate people that are looking to do meaningful work and help people have amazing experiences.
That's awesome. And if there is someone who's watching this and thinking they'd maybe like to volunteer, is there a place they can go, person they can talk to, website they could go to?
Absolutely. Our program director, Liz Waymeyer, is who we want them to contact, and our website is probably our best resource. So abilityplus.org.
Nice.
Look up Ability Plus Adaptive Sports on Facebook and follow our page there. We've got great pictures and videos that really spell out and show you some of the amazing activities that we do.
That's awesome. Nice. And you've been doing this, you've been up in the valley for 13 years now, and is there, what keeps your drive alive, I guess, in a way of keep doing this? Where does your passion stem from for doing this work?
I think any volunteer will tell you the same thing, which is that it just one day, one morning, one afternoon, whatever it is that you get to spend with our participants and you get hooked. I mean, it's so powerful and inspiring to see the smiles, to see the just the self-confidence that's gained from the experience that feeds you. And you can't help but to schedule the next time you get to come back and work with them and hope that you get that student again to see their progress from week to week, because we have a lot of return participants.
Trying to make that next step almost.
Yep, we have some that come back every weekend throughout the winter, throughout the summer. We have a lot of local participants. Cool. And we also don't turn anybody away. And so we're a very passion-driven organization, and if somebody comes to us and can't afford a lesson, we want to find a way to scholarship, which is another reason why we really lean on the support of sponsorships. And if anybody's interested in sponsoring a lesson or helping us buy new equipment, then we're always really grateful for that.
Great. And is that the same contact and same website for that and everything?
Yep.
Perfect.
Liz is our point person.
The go-to for that.
For all
Excellent.
of that.
Yeah, what an awesome cause. So you have the Seek the Peak coming up. Is there any other events coming up after Seek the Peak that are really big ones? Seek the Peak is obviously a huge highlight.
It's huge, yep. Seek the Peak, Storyland. We do have a group, the Lab School from Massachusetts is coming up this summer, and so we're always looking for extra volunteers to help them have an amazing experience as well. And then, again, we have hikes every Friday, so any volunteer, any volunteer and any potential participant that folks know about, we'd love to have them.
Come check it out on Friday. Awesome. And do you have a favorite sport or outdoor thing to take them on, or do you kind of like everything equally?
I'd say that skiing is my favorite.
The passion.
I love it, and it's so much fun working with a student throughout the winter, especially who might be coming back frequently and seeing their progress through the winter. To me, that's probably the most rewarding
part of it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
From my perspective.
Great. Well, thank you so much for coming in today.
Absolutely.
Dan Mick from Ability Plus. And then what was that website again if you wanted to sponsor or volunteer?
Abilityplus.org.
Abilityplus.org. Nice
Liz
and
Waymeyer.
easy. Liz Waymeyer. Excellent. Well, thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks for having
me. And then
me.
we'll be right back on White Mountains TV now. Today, White Mountains Now, White Mountains TV. We'll be right back.